Hi there, all you cave dwellers. This is Bob Willis saying welcome to the Best of Sellers. We got the hi-fi high and the lights down low, so here we go with the Big Three Show.
There we are in the world-famous Philharmonic public house, which is just opposite the Philharmonic Hall where we're going tonight for the premiere of this. It's one of the most famous pubs in Liverpool. The decor goes back to the 19th century. And a very, very famous watering hole for Scousers. And it's great to be here on a summer's day. The temperature here is about 30 degrees today. And just what we need is a pint of cold lager. So very shortly we're going to cross to the reception for the film. And hopefully we'll be meeting a few of the celebrities from Liverpool music going back from the 60s, hopefully right up to the present day. With Roger, the film director from this amazing film that we're about to go and see at the Philharmonic Hall, The City That Rocked the World, which has taken, I think, 5 years in the making.
I think the first idea for it was 4 or 5 years ago. We actually first started shooting it about 18 months ago. So it's taken at least 18 months, but it's been in gestation for longer than that.
How do you feel?
I'm quite nervous. Because we're trying to tell a story that's got lots of people. And inevitably, some people end up on the cutting room floor. And I'm sure there's going to be a queue of people waiting to say to me, do you know you should have had it in that film? But you know, that's...
Well, I think we ended up in when we did that thing at the Albert Dock, that ended up in the cutting room.
God, that was a long time ago, that. Jeez. That was a long time ago. That was in the Panama. That's right. Yeah. Did Ben Marston get up and sing?
Yeah. Lee Curtis.
That's right.
Gary was saying the sound looks so good.
Well, I think with that, there was something went wrong with the balance on the cables and that, so it was all went to pot. What we've tried to do with this further is tell a story that starts in 1955 and ends in 2012. So it's a big span, and inevitably, even the bands that were really big only get 3 minutes because the story's just going to keep moving on and on.
So how long is the film in total?
Hour and 45 minutes.
So you have to chop.
Yeah. And that's actually shorter than it was 6 months ago. Because originally I was making a 2-hour film, but obviously for commercial television, in ad breaks and things, we kind of shortened it up.
Gary was saying you're going to do a longer DVD.
There'll be a DVD review with extras on and all sorts of stuff.
So when would that be coming out?
Thank you. I haven't got a clue.
Right, so sometime down the road.
I suspect the autumn. I'm not sure about it.
And where can people see this film now? Particularly in America, we get a lot of American visitors on the site.
Well, as far as I know, one of the territories that it has been sold in is the States. So I imagine it'll be on TV in the States.
So you've got no time scale on that right now.
Do you know what? I've made the film. I've had nothing at all to do with the distribution of it, so I haven't. You probably know more about it than I do.
So German visitors have also been very keen. We've had lots of people writing in asking us because we did a feature on the front page some weeks ago.
Okay.
So hopefully they'll all come tonight.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of interest from Germany, huge interest from America.
Do you know what? I think one of the first places it was sold was Russia.
Really?
I think. I'm not sure about that, but I think so, yeah.
And what, for you, what was the highlights of the whole movie? When did you really get that wow moment?
I think probably sat in the edit suite, to be honest. Because when we did the interview, it was, I think we did 20, possibly nearly 30 days of filming. And you gather so much material, there does come a point when you think, God, what am I going to do with all this stuff? And then you start to piece things together. And I actually edited a little piece with Joe Ancra talking about going to see Little Richard and meeting the Beatles backstage at New Brighton Town Ballroom. And I put that together and I suddenly thought, actually this might not be that bad. And I still think it is, isn't it?
What did you learn? I you met all these fantastic people from way back, right up to now. There's a Liverpool thing with music. Did you get that?
One of the things that I learned is that the Beatles changed popular culture, but Liverpool has got so much more to offer than just the Beatles. And if I would say anything to people from America or from Germany or from anywhere else, is when you come to the city, look beyond the Beatles. Yeah. And look beyond the Beatles both in terms of that Merseybeat area, but also the wealth of brilliant music that's come after that.
It's still happening now, isn't it?
Still happening now, yeah. Still happening now.
It's still an amazing city. Well, we wish you every success tonight. I know you're going to talk to a lot of people.
Thank you very much.
It's going to be a big one, I'm sure.
Cheers, Dave. Thank you.
I mean, all the books that come out. That's not right. You remember that thing on the Beatles? They did a film with all the like lookalikes.
Oh yeah, the one in Hamburg.
Yeah. And Pete Best, God love him, being the consultant on it. And I spoke to Pete about it, and he said, that stuff I didn't say anyway, because it was wrong. It was unbelievably wrong, you know. But
the first time I saw you guys was as a jazz band?
Well, we weren't exactly a jazz band. We were a sophisticated skiffle group.
Yeah, you had the banjo.
We had banjo,
double bass.
We had a double bass, banjo and drums on the back line, and 3 guitars on the front line. But we did play all sort of jazz songs.
It was like an in-between, wasn't it?
It was a very strange thing. I mean, the jazz bands used to come from London and sit and watch us because they thought this is the strangest lineup ever seen in our lives, you know. And they used to get up and play with us, you know. Aka Brooks got up and play with us, Paddy Lightfoot on the banjo.
Yeah, I used to love trad jazz, so I was there. I was 15 years of age.
Well, that's what we loved was the trad jazz. I mean, that's where we got the lineup from. And then eventually, when the Cavern got rid of all the jazz, and we went to Star Club in Hamburg, and we had to start playing rock and roll properly.
Is that when you changed?
We changed in '62 when we went to Hamburg. But we all loved rock and roll anyway, you know. But we loved the jazz, you know. But as one went out, the other came in.
So what year was that when you went to Hamburg?
'62.
'62. So that was really early because. Was King Size there then, or was that?
The Beatles had been there. Rory Storm had been there. We were there with the Undertakers.
My friend Jeff.
Yeah, and the Joe Fegan with the Strangers.
Oh yeah,
remember Joe?
I do.
Yeah.
They didn't go anywhere, did they?
Well, King Size was there as well. Searchers were there.
So when did you get the guitars? You know, because I was around. You had this 335, didn't you?
Well, I started off with. I used to have a Hofner.
Club was it?
Club 50. Club 50, which I loved. And then I actually in 1960. I was in London going down Shaftesbury Avenue and I saw a Stratocaster, which I'd only ever seen Buddy Holly with. And I went in and Jennings Musical Industries, and I always remember putting £5 deposit down.
Somebody had the Gibson. Yeah, I'm sure you did it. You had the Gibson as well, didn't you?
I got the Gibson after that. I went to Hamburg with the Strat, and I ordered the Gibson with Bobby Hobbs in Rushworths. And when I came back from Hamburg, the Gibson was in, so I part exchanged my Strat, which was a stupid thing to do because it's worth about 10 grand now or something.
Yeah.
But hey, hindsight's a wonderful thing.
Have you still got the 335?
Oh yeah. I've got 2 335s and a 330. 330 from 1964.
You retired from the Blue Jays?
No, I'm still doing bits and pieces. You know, I pick out the ones I can handle.
We found this video of you guys on the Wheel Tappers and Shunters.
And that was live on television.
Amazing, because we're friendly with Maya and Keith.
Well, Keith was with us for a while.
He played guitar with you, yeah.
Well, the guitarist,
I used to tell everybody, I was in the swinging blue jeans, you know, and everybody said, go away, Keith, no you weren't.
He was, yeah.
And of course this video comes around. I told you.
Well, what happened was, we had a guitarist called Tommy Murray.
Right.
And Tommy caught this virus, which nobody had heard about viruses in them days. He was very, very ill. And he was in hospital for a while, so Keith came in for about, I don't know, 5 months, 6 months maybe. And then Mike got onto him, you know, she didn't like him going away. So he had to go, and Headley Vicar, you might have heard of, backed the scaffold a few times. Headley came in for a while because we all thought Tommy was coming back. But unfortunately, Tommy never ever came back.
It's a good band. I love the band. And out of all the Liverpool bands, you were up there with the hits, weren't you? I mean, You're No Good was a superb song. I love that.
We had a lot of hits, enormous amount of hits in Scandinavia for some reason, you know.
Yeah, really big over there. Yeah. There's a guy called Shiz who emails me. He sends me pictures of you guys with him. It was really sort of totally swimming blue jean now.
Well, we spent a lot of time there every year for 20, 30 years. You know. Chimbo from Denmark.
That's right, yeah.
He was over here a couple of weeks ago. I went and had a drink with him. Yeah. He did a thing for Radio Merseybeat with your man Spencer.
So yeah, he sent me some really good photographs.
Oh, he's very knowledgeable. He started following us when he was 15, and he's 40 odd. No.
Is he only 40? He looks older.
Well, he's had a hard life.
You did the solid 60s tour for a while, didn't you?
Yeah, we did it right up till 2010, when it finished here at the Philharmonic. 30th of May.
So do you think you're still doing a bit, did you say? Or?
Yeah, I'm still doing
it. According to the stuff I got, you've retired there.
It's all a myth. I come out of the woodwork.
Keep going, haven't you?
Yeah, I've done what I'm doing at the Warner's Hotels.
Oh, yeah.
Did one 2 weeks ago. We did Bodelwyddan Castle, North Wales, Alveston.
As the Blue Jays?
Yeah.
So are you the only original left in the band?
Yeah. Well, of course, Les Braid, God love him, died. The other two lads from the original band left in the 60s anyway.
So who was the original band then?
Well, it was myself, Ralph Ellis, Norman Culk, and Les Braid.
Norman Culk was the drummer.
Ralph was the guitar player.
And he had the strap.
Ralph had a strap, yeah.
Did you still chat to each other?
Never seen them at all.
Really?
No, never seen them for years and years.
Does he live in Liverpool? Or
no, they've all they've left. I think Norman lives down in Bath, or Bath as they say down there.
So if you wanted to like encapsulate those days in just a couple of sentences, how would you describe it for you?
Well, it was the most amazing time of my life. It didn't do my family life any good. I didn't see it. I was in Israel when my son was born. 1969.
Did do me any harm though?
It's just like the milkman.
You always miss birthdays and anniversaries and things like that. You know, but I always made sure I was home at Christmas. I never ever worked at Christmas. I made sure I was home at Christmas. But you know, that was it.
What was the high point for you? What was the bit where you really wanted?
Well, we had that many. It's hard to pick out. But I mean things like Sunday night at the London Palladium, doing it live on TV. The Albert Hall, which we've done quite a few times. Going to Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and Israel. As I say, we went to places that I only learnt about at school. Wow. And all of a sudden I went there.
Well, this is one question. This is an amazing moment for me. So
no, I'm not gay.
I wanted to ask this question. No, he's not gay as well. I wanted to ask this question ever since I read about it. Because apparently the final take of Hippie Hippie Shake you didn't like. Was that right? You said you could do it better.
Well, in them days, at Abbey Road in Studio 2, it was only a 2-track machine.
Right.
So you used to what they used to do was put the backing track down and have one vocal track. So he wanted us, Wally Ridley, who was a record manager, wanted me to double track my voice to give it a bit more power. So we had to do it spot on the first time. So I had to sing at the same time as we were playing. and we were satisfied. And where you're coming from was, Wally Ridley said, that'll never be a hit, ever. And we said to him, well, if you don't release it, we're not going to record anymore. We had nothing to lose, we'd just go back to work, you know. And he said, well, you know, I'll have a word with the other board that used to give them, you know, A, B, C or D, to whether they got played on Radio Luxembourg. Anyway, he played it to them and we actually got an A. And obviously it was a hit, it sold I don't know how many million all over the world. And he actually was man enough to apologise to us, Wally, and said, well, I was wrong.
Well, that song goes around the world today, doesn't it? I mean, it's just...
Yeah, it does.
I remember Bob Wooler playing the Chanamero version of it. Because Bob had a habit of pulling these things out of the hat, didn't he?
That's right. No one had ever heard it till, you know, Bob pulled it out. You know.
What a great track. I heard the Beatles do it, I heard you
Beatles do it. Well, I
love it. Today I love it.
Up till about 2 years ago, I was getting Christmas cards every year off Shan Romero, telling me how many millions he'd made. You know, and never a fiver in the card as a tip. You know. So I thought, you know, I don't think I like this guy that much. You know, I'm not interested in how many millions you've made.
I know he's all right. He wrote to us because we did a feature on him. He was all right.
He's probably a nice guy. I've never met him, but he's written to me quite a few times. You know.
It's a bit sort of weighty.
Very weighty, I believe. Yeah. But he sent me some other songs. This is years ago, and they were unbelievable rubbish. You know. But I mean, if you just sat down and read the lyrics to If You Be Shake, you go, is that a song? It means nothing till you put the music to it. And because it's only 1 minute 35 seconds long, you know, just over 1.5 minutes.
That's not a record today, is it?
Look at the House of the Rising Sun, like 7 minutes. Bore you to death. I couldn't get bored with it if you shake, you'd have to hear it 27 times.
Well, it still rings a house though.
Yeah.
Occasionally I'll do it. You know.
Anywhere.
No one is going to say that.
Anywhere you go, people, as soon as you play, people get up, leap on.
Well, that's fantastic. Thank you very much indeed. Right?
Good luck with the site anyway. I shall now have a look at it.
Hi folks, this is Fergy from Liverpool Beat, and we have the great honour of talking to one of the founders of the Merseybeat, one of the great drummers of the Merseybeat, Mr. Johnny Hutchinson, of course, the Big Three. Hello, Johnny. I'm overwhelmed at the moment because I used to stand in the cabin watching you.
Just ask the questions. Your mind overwhelmed.
So, I mean, the stuff I saw in the cabin wasn't anything like the stuff there.
No, it's everybody says it. Every DJ that played our records has said, you've got to see this group. This record doesn't do them justice. And that's David Travers said it about 3-4 months ago before he got the hit. And he said exactly the same as
you did. My understanding was you did the live album. They lost most of it, is that right?
no.
It was the EP, wasn't it?
No, we lost the records we done at the very beginning. We wanted to record, and we had to record by the way, and we've done a lot of R&B stuff. And actually, once just come out now in the ocean, having a party. We done that 40 odd years ago, and Decca said we lost them. We tried to get them released. Decca just turned around and said we lost them. So.
When the album gets somewhere towards the way I remember the sound.
Yeah.
So that's brilliant. I mean, really rocking, sippity doo there. But it's just a great shame that there was all that material lost.
Yeah.
A guy called Brian Hudson got in touch with me. Do you know Brian?
I think so. I might do by
The Casanovas. When the band first started up. I think he was the bass guitar.
Well, what happens, funny you should mention it, because I was just saying to my son-in-law, I just have to say to Cass, who's that from? He said, why I said to you? So when you get a decent drum, he said, can you do any better? I said, no. Never played at drums before. And he said, okay, well, you get up and I got a job. And that's how I started.
Weren't you on that Larry Parnes audition? With the Beatles?
We got the audition. The Beatles didn't.
Nice.
We won the audition.
Nice.
And we played in Scotland for 2 years. Johnny Gentle, Martin Wilde, Billy Fiore, Duffy Bauer, you name it.
It was the big three?
Yeah.
With Griff and Johnny Gus?
I think we were with Adrian then.
Adrian.
And Johnny Gus.
Right. Now listen, there's one question I want to ask you, and I've been wanting to ask this ever since I started Liverpool.
How much money have we got?
Did you really smack Little Richard?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Crowden told me you smacked him.
I found his throats. He used to get on stage, take his clothes off, take his underpants off, throw him in the crowd. As he grew, he didn't go in the crowd, he went back that way onto me. So I had this throat.
Well, there was the tower, wasn't it? You know, he did the
Tower, yeah.
nice. The story I heard was that you were playing some of his numbers and he took offence to you doing the numbers.
It's funny how all these stories get
So
around.
it's a story.
Yeah.
Well, at least we've settled that one.
Oh, yeah. It's Little Richard, you know, he was great, fantastic, you know, and so Sherry Lee Lewis. I mean, they all used my drums, you know, you saw Jerry Lee Lewis on the tower, and his mum was playing my drums, because I used to say, nobody moves those drums are staying there. If you don't like it, you bite, you know, you can use the drums, but don't move them, because I used to screw them to the ground, you see. I used to make them that hard. Screw them to the ground. You know, like a corkscrew thing.
Where did you get the name, the Big Three?
Khrushchev, Kennedy, and what was I? Who's the other one? Who was the other one? It was Khrushchev, Kennedy, and the English.
Yeah. Macmillan, was it?
No, it wasn't Macmillan, it was somebody else.
Wilson.
And they were called, somebody just happened to name them the Big Three.
Oh, right.
And that's where we got it from.
Well, you're all big lads anyway, weren't you?
Yeah. Those were the days.
And how long did it last for you when you got the contract with Decca? How long did the Big Three last after that?
What happened was, Decca wanted me to do session work to run out my contract. And I didn't want to do it because they phone you up and say, we've got a session for you. You go up to London, you do the session, and then you have to come home. As you were coming home, you say, oh, we've got a session for you, or you might hear from them again. You know, so I said, no, I'm not doing it. And so they just said, you're okay, and that was it.
You signed the contract in 1963, was it?
Well, you know better than I do. Because I couldn't even tell you no telephone number, never mind when I signed the contract.
What year did Griff sober up?
It wasn't with me. It wasn't with me. He was great. I used to. There was a fella in Germany in a bar called the Flunder, and he was always drinking. You go at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, he'd be there. Go 4 o'clock at night, he'd be there. Go 2 o'clock in the morning, he'd be there. And I'd say to him, he said, oh, you know, I can drink this and that. I said, I tell you what, I'll match it against him. And you know, Griff, he wasn't that big, he was only small, you know, and he looked, you know, meek and mild. And he said, against him? I said, yeah. He said, all right. So I said, okay, we'll start. He said, okay. I said, have you got any buckets? So we got it over the counter. He said, what's your buckets for? I said, put the ale in. I said, he's not going to... Griff used to get a pint glass. And he put Drambuie, Benedictine, whiskey, rum, everything. And it was this horrible, sickly, like as if an atomic bomb hit it, if you know what I mean. And he was drinking. He'd go home, you know, drop them off and he'd be playing in the van, you know. So
started the band, because to me, at the time, there were lots of bands there, you know, and they'd all roll on the cavern. But the minute you came on, something happened. I don't know what it was. It was like electricity. What was it in your head when you were putting that band together?
We just played different. We played different. You know, we played like the black music then. You know. And you must remember when I was 10, you know, I was on the stage with Chuck Berry. I seen Chuck Berry, you know, and the Moonglows, they're all at Stanley House. I don't know whether you know where Stanley House is, but it was a black club in Parliament Street.
So how come you were on stage with Chuck Berry?
Just messing around. Just messing around. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. As I say, somebody would get up and start playing the piano.
Right.
Then somebody else would get up and start harmonising.
Chuck Berry was in Liverpool?
Yeah. And there was loads in Liverpool. And somebody else would start harmonising. And it was the Moonglows. And you'd go, the Moonglows, you wouldn't believe it, you know. And my sister married in America. And I went to the bases, you know, where he was. And, you know, I used to see Lionel Hampton and things like that, and I'd actually record music, you know what I mean? There was a big long line of them, and a fella would get up with a saxophone and go throw it, and the fella at the end would catch it and start playing, and it just inspired you. And we done a bit of that, if you know what I mean? And that's what started all the other groups to rise up. Because the other groups were like the Shadows, where they just yeah, that's right. As soon as you started, you know, everybody went, what's going on here? And that's how it started.
How do you feel now all these years on about it?
A joke. You know, this to me is, you know, I know I shouldn't say it, but you want the truth. And I'm telling you the truth. You know, that's why I won't play the drums again, because to me it was just a joke. And everybody took it seriously. Sam asked me to go and give him this Lifetime award. And over the water, I goes there, and there's this fella, he's got this black hat on, this black overcoat, he's got his collar on, dark glasses like that, he's leaning on the guitar like this. He's about 96. And I bet he couldn't even play the bleeding guitar, you know what I mean?
I think I know who you're talking about.
Do you? There you go. And I said, it was funny because in the old days, you all used to get down to it, see that there? They were all round at Sam's place saying, I've had a double bypass, you know. He said, oh, I've had a treble one, you know. I've got prostate cancer. And I thought, if only you can hear yourself talking to what you were talking when you were kids, you know what I mean? It's unbelievable. But I'm telling the truth, you know, it's not worth lying about anything.
So you haven't picked up the drums in how long?
40. I did it back in 40 years ago.
No desire? One more time?
I always play the drums. I play the drums now when I'm talking to you. I can't keep still. I sit down first thing in the morning in bed. You know, my legs are going. Once you've done it, it's like riding a bike. You never forget. I can get up there now and give a drum solo exactly like I might miss a few beats. You know, it will take me like a few weeks to get back into shape.
Still in touch with the boys? With Johnny? Johnny Gustafs is in London now, isn't he?
I'd like to get in touch with Johnny because there's something wrong with him. I think he's been ill, you know, and I just wanted to know how he was. Griff, I know I'm Griff is because I've got a mate in Canada and he always phones me and lets me know about all the groups and stuff like that that's going on over there, you know. So. But Johnny I haven't seen, and his wife lives on the road from me, or his ex-wife.
And Griff, did you talk to Griff?
No, I haven't talked to Griff. since started, you know.
What was the wow? What was the highlight? The whole thing for you?
What was the
highlight? What was the moment when you went? I can't remember that.
I think it was coming from Germany, and it was Christmas Eve, and I hadn't seen the kids and the wife for 3 months, and I had a load of toys. And anyway, Epi come to see us and he said, "You're recording tomorrow." You know, Christmas Eve, we're recording tomorrow. We goes into the recording studio, no breakfast, nothing at all. We'd just been playing in Germany. We were on the plane, we were up for like 72 hours, packing and all that. And we had to go to this recording studio to do some of the guy, you know, and that was it. Are those your glasses there? No. Yours?
They're yours, yeah.
Don't forget them.
Well, listen, Johnny, that's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
And it's a pleasure to meet you.
And you know.
An honour. Yeah.
Mackenzie's soul lies above the ground in that pyramid near Maryland. Easy Jack is hanging in the air, taking everyone everywhere. Whoa. See the slave ships sailing into port. The blood of Africa's on every wall. Now there's a line runs down Matthew Street. It's giving energy to all it needs. Whoa. Hey, does this train stop? Does this train stop on Merseyside? Whoa. Hey, does this train stop? Does the train stop on Merseybeat? Oh, I'm Williams in the ballrooms, giving a story out to everyone. Famine boats are anchored in the bay, bringing in the poor and desperate. Whoa. Hey, does this train stop? Does the train stop on Merseyside? Whoa. Hey, does this train stop? Does the train stop on Merseyside? Boston babies bouncing on the ground, the river beating out to every town. Oh, oh, yeah, yeah. Why don't you remember? Oh, 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 yeah, yeah. Why don't you remember? Why don't you remember? Why don't you